Hi guys, Master Indigo here. So, some new information about Great World War II has been found from the Steam database, and this time they are challenge cards. We have few pictures and then descriptions what those challenge cards do, and then we have some that don't have currently pictures, but let's go through all of these. First we have On the Scrounge, which is loot pickup rewards increased by 15%, primary and secondary ammo capacity lowered by 20%. So these are kind of like modifiers, kind of like impeded to crime spree, bonuses, and negativity, sometimes something else. You can see the pictures are really nice, like tons of detail. You can see a C icon, the color itself on this card is red. There's plus 300 XP and some sort of icon on the right as well. So I think maybe these colors of the card, the C icon, XP, and these will matter on what the card will be and what it will do. Maybe you can have multiple cards and you cannot have maybe same of the C cards or something like that. Next up we have no backups, which is in the same category. C, a little bit less XP on the top, plus 250 XP. Play reload speed is increased by 15%. No secondary weapon. Ammo capacity lowered by 100%. Okay, interesting. Only one weapon, but you have faster reload speed. Next up we have This Is Gonna Hurt. C category, 230 XP bonus. Enemies take 15% more damage. Bleed out timer reduced to 15 seconds. So if you go down, you'll have less time to revive your teammates, or your teammates have less time to revive you, but you deal more damage. So that's something you might have to decide on if you want to take that or not. Then we have Not in the Face, again in the same category. Oh, I love the art on these cards. Critical chance is increased by 10%. Headshots don't do damage. Alright. Kinda interesting. Would be maybe good for shotgun builds or something like that, because otherwise I usually do aim for the head, and this is something that would need adjusting, I don't know. Leader for the Bear. Again, you can see a Thompson on his hand. Same 250 XP C card. Primary and secondary ammo increased by 20%. All movement speed is reduced by 15%. So you can carry more ammunition, but you're a little bit slower, kind of like tank, even though there is no armor in this game, so you will not gain more armor, only more ammunition here. Then we have Total Carnage, which is a different class here. You can see U, but the color of the card is same, and you can see a multiplier 1.4x on the top of there. Ammo pickups refill grenades, and every enemy is dismembered. Enemy is vulnerable only to explosions and melee, so no usage of weapons whenever you are using this card, which is kinda interesting. Much different than those bonuses that the other cards had. Then we have Switch Hitter, same category, and the last one, shooting your secondary weapon fills up your primary ammo. Shooting your primary weapons consumes both primary and secondary ammo. Okay, interesting. So some of these are little small bonuses, and some of these are like completely gameplay changing. Really interesting to see how this will affect. Then we have Gunslingers. Pistol damage increased by 15%. No primary weapon. Ammo capacity lowered by 100%. We can see akimbo pistols in this picture, or this artwork, but it hasn't been confirmed if there are akimbo weapons in the game or not. Then we have Fresh Troops, which is like completely a red card. Even the background is red. Loot drop chance increased by 25%. Enemies have 50% more health, so that's gonna be tough enemies. We have Don't You Die On Me. Bleed out timer increased by 10%. None of the players can ever die during the raid. Alright. That's gonna be hard, I think. No second chances. R class. Or I'm thinking this is class or something. Anyways, R rank, whatever. No second chances. Player health is increased by 10. None of the players can ever go into bleed out during their raid. Alright, alright. I wonder if you do go to bleed out, do you fail the raid straight away then? I don't know. Kinda interesting. Kinda interesting. Then we have perfect score. All chests are locked. None of the players can fail a minigame. So the maps are filled with chests that have ammunition, health packs and so on in the game. Sometimes some of these are open, so you just press F to open it, and sometimes there's the animation that you need to open the crate and so on. With this card, every one of those are gonna be locked, and if you fail a game, I don't know what happens. Maybe you fail the heist. No, not sorry, heist, a raid. But this card says you cannot fail the minigame. Then we have helmet shortage, and there's 2x bonus multiplier or whatever on the top. Headshots are instant kill. Player health is reduced by 50%. This could be kinda cool if you are good at headshotting. Even weak weapons are gonna kill enemies in one shot, but of course you're gonna have less health, so be careful. Then we have hemorrhaging. R class 2.15. Oh shit, the artwork is just so beautiful on this. I really appreciate the work you've done on this. Every melee kill regenerates 10% health, 20% health drain per minute. So you need to keep killing enemies and you will gain health, and if you don't kill, your health will go down. So currently there's no deployables or anything like that. So only way to gain health is health packs that you can find. And like something like this also. Killing enemies, kind of like lifesteal in some games and so on. Super interesting. Also there's no normal health regeneration or anything like that. So technically this could be classified as health regen. Although you do have to do something to gain it. Then we have crab people. Player movement speed is greatly increased. You can only walk backwards or sideways, strafing. So, yeah, no walking right in front of you. You have to go sideways or backwards, but you are fast. So, this could be interesting. I have no idea how that will work. Then we have limited supplies. A C class card. And the icon on the right actually has changed. Loot pickup reward increased by 15%. Primary and secondary ammo capacity lowered by 20%. So you're gonna get more loot, but less ammo on your weapons. So that's a choice you have to make. Then we have take the Cannoli. No movement penalties for carrying heavy objects. Enemy loot drop chances lowered by 15%. So this could be okay for if you're a high level player and don't need more loot anymore or something like that. Like in Payday, I'm so high level I don't need any money. So sometimes I only take one bag on mission, sometimes I take all, it doesn't matter. So this could be alright on high level plays, because you're gonna move faster when carrying heavy objects if you don't need the loot. Then we have everyone's a tough guy. Bleed out timer increased by 5 seconds. Enemies have 10% more health. So I don't think this is gonna be worth it. If you can choose the cards, I don't know if the cards are random or if you can choose them, but if you can choose the cards, I wouldn't choose enemies to have 10% more health, just to give me 5 extra seconds to revive my teammates. Then we have Niche Explosions. I most likely mispronounced that name, but oh god, this is a beautiful card. Player reload speed increased by 15%. Enemies are impervious to explosive damage. Alright. That's weird. Interesting and weird. War Weary. Enemies take 10% more damage. Loot pick or rewards reduced by 25%. So this is like complete opposite of the other card. This time enemies take more damage instead of less damage. Or was it something like that? No, it was bleed out timer. Now it's loot pickup. Anyways, then we have special for a reason. Player movement speed is greatly increased. Special enemies deal 50% more damage. So the only special enemy we've seen so far is the flamethrower enemy. We don't know if tank counts as a special enemy. Maybe it does. Or we don't know if there's turrets or anything like that. Maybe the tank is gonna be like SWAT turret in Payday 2. Maybe that counts as special enemy. So those are gonna deal more damage. Or maybe it's just a flamethrower guy. Or maybe it's just something we haven't seen yet. Then we have Don't Blink. You can see some dog tags on the ground. I really love the artwork. I don't know how many times I've said it, but I really love the artwork here. Loot drop chance increased by 10%. Anyway, loot drops disappear after 5 seconds. So whenever you kill enemies, they usually drop ammunition, grenades, and health packs. So with this, there's gonna be more of that loot, but it will disappear soon. So you have to be fast. So this is gonna be a good card for close quarters combat and so on. Then we have Bad Coffee. Player reload speed increased by 10%. Bleed out timer reduced to 15 seconds. I assume the default is 30 seconds as it's been in Payday the Heist and Payday 2 and most of these kind of games where you have to revive mechanic and so on. So this will eventually have that, but you will only gain 10% reload speed. So that's up to you if you think it's valuable or not. I don't know. Layton for keeps. Enemies take 10% more damage. Player health is reduced by 25. So we don't currently know what's the maximum health. Is it 100? Is it 200? Or anything like that. So we don't know if 25 is a big number because it's not percent, it's a number. We have Silent Shout. Every melee kills regenerates 10% health. Fails if player uses a war cry. So war cry is kind of like an ultimate in MOBA games. Whenever you kill enough enemies or do objectives, I'm not sure how it works. Every class has a different war cry. One of them is a cluster truck, so your grenades split into smaller explosions. So if you use that, this will fail. So could be useful in stealth. As you can see, the picture is basically stealth, but I don't think you need to reach and health in stealth. But maybe melee is gonna be more valid in raid than in Payday, so could be nice. Then we have Blow Me. Grenade damage increased by 100%. Primary and secondary ammo capacity lowered by 50%. So you're gonna deal tons more damage with grenades, but you're gonna have way less ammunition with this card equipped. So that's something to consider. Then we have You Only Live Once. And as you can see, the Blow Me and You Only Live Once card have already, again, have a different letter here. This time it's R. Health regenerates 5% on every kill. None of the players can ever die during the duration of the operation. So if you die, I guess it's a failure of this challenge or something. Then we have Short Controlled Bursts. Critical chances increased by 7%. Must be completed without any player emptying the clip of any weapon. Alright, so you gotta keep reloading, and if you empty your weapon, that's a failure. Interesting. That's gonna be hard on public games, so you might wanna do that with friends. Then we have Elite Opponents. Loot drop chance increased by 25%. Enemies have 50% more health. Tougher enemies, more loot. What's not to like? Headaches for all. Headshot damage increased by 50%. Enemies vulnerable to only do headshots. So you're gonna deal more damage to their heads, and heads are the only place where you can shoot them. If you shoot them on the body, they will not die. That's interesting. Then we have once again a C card, this time with a green background. Walk It Off. Bleed out timer increased by 5 seconds. Alright. Then we have in fine weather. Player health is increased by 10%. Okay, these aren't just straight up bonuses, they're green cards, it seems like. Then we have precision shooting. Enemies take 10% more damage. Okay, nice. Then we have recycle for victory. Loot pickup rewards increased by 10%. Nice, yeah, seems like these are all only bonuses. Will not go quietly. Bleed out timer increased by 7.5 seconds. Nice. On top form. We once again have our card with the red icon on the right there. Player health is increased by 15%. We have few of these cards that seem to have no picture yet, and the name itself is also giving an error, so these names might not be 100% accurate, but let's use what we can and read out these as well. Salvage rights. Loot pickup rewards increased by 10%. True gift. Bleed out timer increased by 7.5 seconds. Hale and Hearty. Player health increased by 15%. Tough it out. Bleed out timer increased by 5 seconds. Extra conditioning. Player health is increased by 10%. Crack shots. Enemies take 10% more damage. I have trust in my aim. Enemy has 2x life, player has 21% more headshot damage. Okay, so with this one you wanna aim for the head for sure. Engineering. You are not allowed to fail an interaction wheel minigame, but there are no barrages. Not sure what that will mean, but better not fail the minigame. It's all in your head. Enemies only die from headshots, but you regen 2% life every 5 seconds. So with these cards, it seems like there is health regen, but we don't know if these cards are always in the use in matches, or is it only a special game mode or something like that. Z-class cannons. Enemies does 2x amount of damage, but they have 50% less health. Alright, so tougher, harder enemies, but they have less health, so easier to kill, but so are you. Rest the health. Health drops despawn after 10 seconds, but player's reload speed is 25% faster. Okay, better run for those health drops. Double damage for them, but more XP for me. Enemies do 3x damage, but you get 210% XP, so 3x damage is a lot. Hopefully you know how to survive. No snipers, no cry. The bleed out timer is 14 seconds shorter, but there will be no snipers. Okay, so we will have snipers. I guess those count as a special enemy as well. 1 bullet at a time. Enemies take 20% more damage, but the player can only shoot with single fire. Alright, so this will most likely affect the whole thing because it says players. So you better have a single shot weapon on your hands, or your weapon modified to be in a single shot mode if that's possible. Fast and Furious. Complete the raid within 14 minutes, but your grenades have increased radius by 4 meters. Right, interesting. Lighter for nothing. All bags weigh 50% less, but no enemies will drop ammo or health. Whoa, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be like speed running and conserving your ammunition. The Fast Spender. Bags do not slow you down, but every bullet fired counts as 2 bullets, so eventually you have 50% less ammunition. Kinda. Explosive weakness. Enemies do not take explosive damage, but they do 50% less damage in general. So that's gonna be okay if you have strong weapons and don't wanna use explosives anyways. Double damage for them, but more XP for me. Players can't ever go into bleed out, but they will earn 200% XP. Kinda similar to the other one, but it's a little bit different. Greedy bastards. The loot drop chance from enemies is lowered to 40%, but players have 50% more primary ammunition. Alright. Some of these are really interesting and some of a little bit less interesting, but these will have a gameplay impact, a huge impact for sure. Scavengers. The drop chance from enemies is 0, but enemies take 50% more damage. So more damage, but no drops. Understandable, but we shall see how these will affect. Fully loaded pistol. Players can only use pistols, but you can carry 300% of secondary ammo. Alright, so if you're a good pistol player, this might be kinda nice to have. Double damage. Players do double damage. It doesn't say the negative effect, but maybe it has. Reduced recoil. Players have reduced recoil. So these are, everything else has been written in a grey text, but these two have been written in red text on the page. So maybe these are a little bit rare items or something like that. Maybe it's harder to earn these. And then there's a card, enemies to double damage. And this one is red as well, tagged as negative effect. And the other ones are tagged as positive effect. Enemies are twice faster. So that's gonna be interesting, running tons and tons really fast. So currently that's all that Steam database has to offer. We don't know if this is all of them, but this is already tons of cards that will change the gameplay a lot. Anyways, I'm looking forward to hear more about this challenge card. Maybe in the next developer stream we can have more information about this. If not, then whenever the game launches we can see what this is all about. Anyways, that's all for now. Looking forward to the game. Tell me below what you think about these challenge cards and what you think they're gonna be. Is it gonna be on the main game mode, or is it gonna be challenges on different game modes? I don't know. Anyways, that's all for now. I'll see you next time. Master Indigo signing out.